What it do, Durag Nation? Sony Ponies, the first PlayStation State of Play has wrapped up, but if you haven't had enough yet, don't worry because Sony not only confirmed a new State of Play after this one, but two more events just leaked, and one of them is the first PlayStation showcase since 2023, which was dominated by Insomniac Games. Well, they're looking to do the same thing this time around with another Marvel game, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. I'll quickly break down everything you need to know. First, smash that like button so YouTube shares this news with your fellow PlayStation enjoyers, and let's get it. Industry insiders are having a great year so far. After leaking the reveal date of the Switch 2, Nate the Hate was the first to announce we'd be getting a February State of Play. The 40+ minute show was packed with a lot of cool reveals, especially for Five Nights at Freddy's, Days Gone, Animusha, and Housemarque fans who got an exciting look at the studio's follow-up to the critically acclaimed Returnal. If you were following my live coverage, you knew about a lot of the games in advance, such as Hell Is Us, Digimon, Sonic, and the Stellar Blade DLC. Despite a really solid show though, many players felt like there was something missing, and not just Bloodborne and Kingdom Hearts fans who feel like that every day. Sony has several major releases scheduled for 2025, Death Stranding 2 and the highly anticipated Ghost of Tsushima sequel, Ghost of Yotei, plus two more ambitious multiplayer games, Marathon and Fair Games, that they badly hope don't end up like Foam Stars. Not to mention Phantom Blade Zero and Marvel's Wolverine. Well, after hearing Sony's plans, everything now makes sense. They are reportedly finally ready to do another showcase. Saving their big reveals for another event allowed all the other potentially great games that needed a marketing boost, like Saros and Lost Soul aside, to soak up more attention. The next State of Play is due out in the spring and will be focusing almost entirely on Borderlands 4. But after that is when things get interesting. The leak guy Jeff Grubb dropped some huge info after the show. The reason we didn't see Fair Games is because that game has been internally delayed to 2026, likely to wash off the stench of Concord before reintroducing it to the public. Bungie's Marathon, on the other hand, is apparently getting its own dedicated showcase separate from a State of Play. The rest of Sony's major releases are being prepared for a proper PlayStation showcase. According to Grubb, Sony was previously debating whether or not to host a third State of Play over the summer like they did last year, but are instead favoring another showcase instead, which to me is the obvious choice. But I don't know, maybe there are some people who prefer State of Plays. Definitely let Sony know which you prefer on social media. A 2025 showcase matches Sony's pattern of events, as they host at least one State of Play every February and have done a PlayStation showcase every other year, blowing everyone away in 2021 with the reveals of Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, skipping 2022, and coming back strong in 2023 with Spider-Man 2 gameplay plus Phantom Blade Zero, before skipping 2024. A 2025 show makes a lot of sense given what is on the horizon: Resident Evil 9, Phantom Blade Zero, Naughty Dog's Intergalactic, and of course Marvel's Wolverine, which has reportedly been working on putting together a showcase since late last year. At this point, the chances of that game releasing in 2025 are basically zero, but that's probably for the best so that Insomniac has enough time to make sure the game is where it needs to be. There's no telling how much they needed to rework after the game was leaked by hackers, and we don't want another situation like Spider-Man 2 where they need to rush the game out the door and cut a bunch of important content. Insomniac might also be pulling another double at the showcase like 2021, as this could also be the opportunity to reveal the rumored Venom spin-off game, which presumably would star Eddie Brock based on the events of Spider-Man 2. The game would be around the same length as Miles Morales, and there's a good chance it would feature Carnage as the main antagonist, assuming Insomniac is repurposing the canceled Spider-Man 2 story DLC and using it for new games. Either way, I can't wait to see what Insomniac is cooking around what I'm assuming is the end of May. Let me know in the comments what games you're most excited to see at the showcase. I'm personally hoping for even more superhero game reveals because there are so many scheduled to drop in the next few years, and several of them could be shown off this summer. Click the video on screen to learn more.